This entrepreneur saved my business. Today we are talking to Aaron Peters. Aaron runs a marketing agency called Sprout Media. In today's episode we're going to hear Aaron's story, learn how he built a six-figure business, and we're going to tell you the story of how he saved my business. Aaron is an interesting guy and he set up over 30 businesses. We're going to find out all about that today on Entrepreneur Conversations. Aaron, thank you very much for spending time, because you're on your travels. You're away out of here tonight, aren't you?
Yes, not permanently yet.
Not permanently, no. But you're off to Dubai tonight, aren't you?
Tonight, yeah.
So listen, seriously, thank you for coming and joining up with us. I've been wanting to try and get you on. Your company works for our companies, and you have done for over a year or so.
I think it's
coming up to a year.
Yeah.
And you really have helped us turn around our funnel for the wedding business. We were struggling about 18 months ago, and I met you through the entrepreneurs dinner that we do here each month, and you came highly recommended. Can you just explain what it is, that company? You've owned lots of companies, and you've done lots of different businesses, and you've sort of honed your craft and your skills to what works, what doesn't work. But what is it that your main business, what do you actually do? What is that? What does the customer get?
So I think essentially exactly what you just said and what you experienced. You had a small problem, you needed help. There's a lot of noise in this space, and I think we're transparent and honest. And if we genuinely don't believe we can help, we won't. But 9 times out of 10 we can, and that's genuinely and personally that's what I'm passionate about.
But it is only SEO that you do, isn't it? Not?
So we have a few sides to the business. It started way back when doing social media management, so just organic content on accounts. We moved quickly into paid ads, social stuff, but that changed very quickly. There was a lot of issues with tracking. It was hard to be transparent with results. And then we diversified into SEO, as you said, and web development. So there are 2 main pillars, web development and SEO. And obviously now we're doing a bit of GEO and AEO.
Yeah, it's all coming on, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't want to learn about electricity. I literally just want to press the switch and the light come on.
Yeah.
For me personally. For the team, you deal with Kelly Sinnott, that is the managing director of the wedding venue, and I said, would you come in and do an audit of what we're doing?
Yeah.
And you came in very kindly, and you did that, and you just really said to us, look, it's no good, because you need not only what we were going to do with the SEO building, but you needed to be able to be joined up with a website that would receive the traffic, and it would, and then when it got there, it didn't fail at that point. Explain what happens with that, because that's very interesting.
And it's again, it just comes down to me being honest and transparent. You could have called someone, we're ready to start SEO, they start driving traffic to a website that doesn't convert, doesn't help me, certainly doesn't help you.
And what you kindly did with us was you came in and you gave us I would have said you gave us an estimate of what those costs were going to be.
Yeah.
And what I liked about the way that you went about, holding our hand, if you like, and I think, I looked at the quotes that you thought, I thought, blimey, he's going to cost us a lot more money. And you very clearly said to me as well, to make this work, it's not an overnight fix. Mm-hmm. And I think as an owner, we go, well, there you go, there's $5,000. Yeah. Well, what's happening next week? Yeah. It doesn't work like that, does it?
No, it can, very rarely, but even if I believe that's the case, I won't tell you. Right. So, for example, if we take on clients, we always say it's 3 to 6 months, but I know that within a month, I'm going to get you to the top for a certain thing, because I know. But yeah, like with your website, I think it worked out cheaper, quicker, more efficient just to rebuild it.
Yeah, rebuild that.
I think you had the designs already, right? Yeah. So we were halfway there and we got it developed, and now you're driving paid traffic, SEO traffic, social traffic, and obviously things are good.
And what I also was impressed with, that you also embraced that we had other contractors that were doing our social media as well.
Yep.
You brought another contractor for me that was Damien at Red Rabbit, and he was actually just there to really work on doing the pay-per-click side of it.
Yep.
And we still retain him, we still retain you. And listeners and viewers, for our business, we don't retain a customer. They come, they have a wedding, they go. So it is imperative to me as the owner of that business that we have this funnel that is a constant funnel, and that we've found over the I think we must be a year in of doing it, that we have to keep make sure that you're still available to fettle that, make sure we're on point with what the words move or what's happening in the market. And I really don't understand it, but your team do that for us
100%.
month on month.
And I think the venue's amazing. It's just getting people here. When they're here, the team are amazing at doing their job. And
that is it. And it's finding that niche market. We're slightly upper market, and there's a lot of noise in the lower market. You've got to get above that and find that and bring those customers to us. Go back a bit in your part of your history. That's what you do now. You were telling me in the pre-chat that you'd started loads of different businesses, from emoji air fresheners. Explain a bit about that, because you're quite the entrepreneur to have found out where your niche was and what you do today.
Yeah, it's quite. Look, if you go all the way back to school, obviously I used to sell chocolate and sweets, as we all did. I wonder if anyone actually did do that, or we just say it.
No, I used to, because we lived in a pub, I used to take sweets from behind the bar and sell them at school.
No cost.
No cost.
Great business.
Mum and Dad, oh dear.
Careful, because HMRC will probably make you pay tax on that now. 35 years ago. 20 years ago in your case.
Well, yeah, whatever.
So I had these businesses at school, and then I was very not lucky. I was in the right place at the right time. I got the job of my dreams, which was being a broker in the city. So I left. I found out I got that job about 2 weeks before my A-level exams. So you can imagine the lack of revision that obviously happened.
Did you like school?
I liked it, but looking back, I was always pushing the boundaries. I was always doing things I probably shouldn't be doing. Right. I wasn't like very naughty, but I was always doing things I shouldn't be doing. Right. There's been a few funny stories that I'm sure.
And the whole thing of working in the city, how did that sit with you? Because you were probably 4 years up there, weren't you?
No, it was longer. It was 5 or 6.
Was it really?
It was what I wanted, because for me, I knew some of the people there, and that was success. They had these cars that I'd only dreamt of owning or seeing, and I thought that was the only way. I didn't know about what an entrepreneur was. Right. My mum at the time was a hairdresser. She still is, self-employed. And my dad's done a bit of property, was a black cab driver, and he now does energy surveys, so fire risk assessments and stuff. So I hadn't really been exposed to the world I'm really in now. Right. I got the job in the city, which was amazing. I had to be at work every day at 7 a.m. So I used to get to London at 5:30 train. So I was regiment like that for years. And then the desk I was on stopped. I got headhunted to join another desk. That was good. So I went from being a tea maker here to a tea maker there. Right. That's what I was. I was a bitch for I had a few opportunities, which was great, but no one there was like happy. And as you start to grow up, I think you get paid just enough to enjoy to keep it. And there you are paid extremely well at that young age. I was earning.
So what was tell us, what was the tipping point that said I've had enough?
I think my mum and dad getting split up. And I think they did stay together longer for me and my sister, which looking back I admire.
What is your sister, older or younger than you?
Lauren's younger than me. She's 2 years younger than me. Right. She works for me, but I feel like I work for her.
Right. Be careful having the family in the business.
Of course. No, Lauren's amazing, their attention to detail and stuff, but I feel like that taught me that thing was like, well, hold on, if you're not actually happy with something in life, you can change it. Yeah. Because you grow up, everything's been roses and candy floss and everything was always perfect. And I think that happened, and it's what sort of I can't pinpoint the moment. But
I know, my dad left when I was perhaps about 16, and I was already doing stuff and little things on the go, and was doing grass cutting and trees and messing around. And you don't think, I think the real truth of that is, Aaron, you don't think at the time that it affects you, but looking back, it probably was quite a trigger for me. Yeah. And it kind of made me sort of get a bit bristly and just want to attack the world with, I have to be a success, or I have to do something to prove a point. I think there's that bit of grit that, when I commonly speak to entrepreneurs and people that have been very successful, and if you go back, there is commonly something that was there,
Well, if you used AI to analyse all of our pasts and histories, I'm pretty sure you'd find a few unique things, or not unique things that are global, that all affect us. So I started a business at the desk, selling car air fresheners.
Okay.
which is very niche in the shape of emojis.
Right. Okay.
So even more niche. You're going to think I'm mental, but I had a dream and I woke up about it, and I was like, I'm going to do it. And I think people are like, you're mad, like what are you doing? And we brought someone into the business. Their dad was a graphic designer, so he was like, if you give me 25%, you haven't got to pay for artwork. I was like, that's fantastic.
Oh my God.
I was 18, 19 at the time. I didn't know, this was great. And we were buying from China. We were bringing in a lot of air fresheners,
Right.
and then we developed a B2B side, because like people like yourself would, well, we want air fresheners with our logo on it.
Right. Okay.
So all that then transitioned. The business really struggled when it became VAT registered, because the margins weren't there.
Were eroded by that. And these were just like the impregnated stuff, kiss-cutted out in the shapes and stuff.
Yeah, double dipped. They were actually very good quality stuff.
Yeah.
We sold thousands of them.
Yeah.
And then anyway, I paid an agency to manage the social media. And at the time they were baby boomers, but they'd never done social media before, because their media agency had not done that.
Right.
So they kept calling me going, oh, how do we do this on Instagram? How do we do that? And I was like, well, I'm paying you because I haven't got the time to do it. And then I think that's when my parents split up, and I was like, right, do you know what? I drove around Europe by myself for 10 days.
What, you literally just
I got in
off?
the car and I drove around Europe for 10 days.
And you're a bit of a car person, so what was this car? What did you?
This was a
bomb off
Golf. This was a Golf R.
in? Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, so you could get there pretty quick in a Golf R.
Yeah, that was actually a funny story with that. They were leased cars, but they had what's called maintenance pack, which means you get unlimited tyres, brakes, and stuff like that.
Oh, right.
So we used to go to Brands Hatch, drive around the circuit for a day, drive home via Quick Fit, new tyres,
Because it was all part of the
It was all
package
part of the
car.
maintenance pack. There was no fair usage.
Right.
So I'd done that for 10 days. Do you know what? And I think me just going abroad, I'd never seen any of this stuff. I dreamt about it. And I think doing that, it just sort of showed me that, hold on a minute, these things are achievable in life.
And what was that in? Aaron, was that like just sort of a contemplation, sort of stop the moment, crossroads, reevaluate? Is that what you're saying happened there?
I think I'd always been into cars and watched people doing these road trips, and I just wanted to do it. Okay. And I reference this in Will's podcast, and it's actually, since I made it up on the spot, it stayed with me. So if you think about a road trip, there's no destination because you come home. So the journey's the best part.
Yeah. I've never thought of it like
and
that.
I hadn't until I just randomly said it, and I was like, that's even clever.
Yeah.
And it's actually so true, because that journey, you end up back home.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
And I think that's the way of life. You end up back home. You come from nothing and you go with nothing.
Yeah, that's right, absolutely. And from that, so have you, with that road trip, had you then left the company you worked for?
Yeah,
so now what happens?
So I just met my now wife,
the
mother of my two beautiful children, and I met her. She was like, "Oh, I don't know what you're doing."
Yeah.
I think Hannah could have had anyone back then, and we fell in. Oh bloody hell, Sam! We fell in love. We met each other at Ibiza for one night, and she was like, "What are you doing? Like, you've not got a job. Your mum and dad have got divorced." I chose to live with my dad, and she stayed with me. She supported me, and we've just grown together.
Right.
But she believed in me, and I think I don't know what she saw. I knew what my future was going to be, and I just stayed on my path.
And did you have that sort of confidence? Because I know I had it. That even though I was there at sort of rock bottom with no real idea of what I was going to do, I knew I was for better things, and there were better things to come. And in my sort of my waters, I knew that was going to happen. I just had to find out how I needed to do stuff to make it happen.
I think it's belief, and people that think I'm a bit away with the fairies in this spiritual stuff. Yeah. Do you know what my reply is? Well, you believe in Wi-Fi and you can't see that. Yeah,
well, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I talk to the clouds and the sky most mornings to give me a holding hand. I've got a big week going on. I need to make some good decisions. I want you to stand next to me.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't believe in I'm not religious or anything, but I believe in the energy of the universe to call on, to have something else to stand next to me and lean on.
Yeah.
And, I will say, I am going to buy these properties and it is going to happen and I can see myself owning them, but I need you to help me get there. Yeah. And just by literally saying that out of my mouth makes it come nearer to me.
100%.
And all of a sudden you meet an agent that's a great guy and he's got this and suddenly you just think, where is all this stuff coming from?
2 years ago I manifested meeting Conor McGregor. How about that?
All right, go on.
So me and a business partner, Miles, we came up with a new boxing idea, and we were like, this would be amazing to get someone like Conor McGregor involved, or Anthony Joshua. Yeah. And then 2 weeks later, I was driving on a driving trip by myself again, walking through Stade in Switzerland, and Connor was sitting over there.
Wow.
And I've walked past, and in my head I've gone Connor, but I heard him go Aaron. Obviously he doesn't know who I am, but you feel like you know these people.
Yeah.
And I just walked over to him and had a chat with him for half an hour.
And he was all right?
He was like, when my missus comes, you can off, but until then, you're fine.
Oh, right.
And he was just, and I spoke to him about the idea. He put me in contact with his manager in the UK, in Ireland, sorry.
Right.
So, again, you can say this stuff's not true, but the powers and the beliefs and the stuff, it's...
No, I do believe that.
Yeah.
And just do some SWOTs things. So how many team members here in the UK?
So in the UK, we have 5... plus myself 6, so 6 in the UK,
okay.
Yeah.
And then overseas?
So overseas we have between 30 and 40 at any one point.
Good people over there?
Very good. It's been...
Great contractors, yeah?
Yeah, it's been... We are invested into it as well ourselves, so we're part of it. It's been very difficult to set it up. A lot of blood, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears.
And you go there, don't you?
Yeah, try and go there once a year.
Yeah.
They come here. Our main dev lead comes here once or twice a year, but everyone's fully westernised in our team, so they are client facing as well,
right? Okay.
And they're very technical, very clever. So
they're smart bunch, aren't they?
Yeah.
I was with a load of people the other day, and they were all students that were over here learning. They were doing a little degree and stuff like that over here, but they were savvy as you like. They asked all the right questions.
They're so appreciative. They're so grateful.
Yeah.
The work ethic is unrivaled.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Absolutely, compared to what it is here now.
Yeah. Yeah. And what will you do with the business? Will you grow it more, and how do you see that going? Explain that for our listeners and viewers.
So I think more and more people are now looking for ways to improve and make more profit. I think the next couple of years, as we said, it's going to be difficult. Turnover is going to be harder to acquire. Costs are certainly going to go up.
Yeah. So
the only thing people can really do now is try and improve their margins. And the way they do that is by looking at their lead generation, their advertising, what's working, what's not. And we can't help every business. No. Like I get a lot of startups come to me and they've got dreams, which is amazing. And they're like, I want to start a clothing brand. How do I start? And I'm like, we can't help because I do things correctly. There's no amount of money they could pay me to make that successful because it's going to take them blood, sweat and tears to build a brand and stuff like that. Even if they said there's $100,000 a month to spend on Google ads and someone types in green trousers, they're competing with, I don't know, Next,
Uniqlo, whatever. Yeah.
But why are they going to buy your, and that's not me being negative.
No.
And it is often perceived like that. Yeah. But the reality is the amount of these businesses, I'll build them a website to give them a shot front, but the amount of these businesses that disappear, it's frightening. Yeah. And unfortunately, they're on Instagram, James. They grow up thinking, oh, my friend done it. And do you get what I mean?
Yeah. I think I do lots of consultancies for sort of small, medium-sized businesses, and I look in there and I just think, with my experience, I just think, this is probably not the right model because I can't see this model getting further for the next 3 years. Yeah. And you wanting to grow this, that, and the other, because it might be that AI is going to take them out of what their service might be, or they're building software. Well, software will definitely be, a lot of it being built by AI. Where does AI fit with what you do day to day? You're involving that in with what you're doing? Yeah,
100%. AI has been the best thing ever. It's created this huge buzz on SEO as well for us. Right. People want to rank on the likes of ChatGPT, Atlas, which we're calling GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. The fundamentals of that are what SEO is. There's a lot of things that will be specific to GEO, but it's created this awareness now of people knowing that Atlas, which is ChatGPT's browser, so that's going to take out Google, not take it out. It's going to, what Bing probably is to Google, that's what that's going to be in the next 5 years. The search patterns and search trends of humans is changing. So my mum would always still continue to use Google. Yeah. But I know I can ask questions now to ChatGPT. Yeah. So I'm looking for a wedding venue that has this and this. So instead of just going onto Google and typing in wedding venue in Essex, I'd go, I'm looking for a wedding venue that has X, Y, and Z. Right, okay. And then the generative engine optimization will start to recommend things based on that. And
so if you take that as the wedding industry, you're having now to join us up with that side of things as well. And that's the progression to keep the funnel running.
A lot of it's going to be like question and answer, schema markup stuff, which a lot of your stuff is, which is great. But it has come with a huge negative side for us. Okay. So the dangerous clients, as we know, are the ones that know a little bit about a lot. Right. a lot of the clients we take on trust and know us already, so we don't need to sell so much ourselves. We're selling what we can do because they trust us.
Okay.
But what AI has done, it's I had one this morning. Someone's gone online and said, "How do I improve my website?" And they've copied and pasted that whole thing and just sent it to me.
Right.
But that script and that dialogue hasn't taken into any context what they do.
And could you see that they had done that?
I know the format.
You know the
I know the
format.
format.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do something on ChatGPT, at least reformat it.
Yeah. Okay.
And
you could see.
You can see it straight away. You got the double dashes.
Right. Okay.
That's a classic telltale.
Right.
Nobody uses them in the UK.
No. Okay.
But there's loads of things. But you can see, and it's not relevant. So people think they're really smart, sending A4 pages of to-do lists.
Yeah.
But it's of no relevance to them.
Because you have the right, obviously, to say that you didn't want to do your big numbers on the public podcast, but you turn over well in excess of sort of millions. You retain a good chunk of that because of how lean you run the business, because you don't own loads of stuff. It's your creative team and yourself and your steerage of how you get those companies moving. So your capital burn on stuff isn't a lot. It's obviously all your computers and stuff. So you don't have to be this big machine of money to earn a very good business profit out of the business. What on the growth, will that mean that you would have to have more team members or more technology?
So it's a very good question. We invest a lot into. I've got a thing that if we can do something quicker, faster and quicker, let's do it.
Right.
So we're working with someone else that's going to build AI agents, basically.
Okay.
Which is going to replace a lot of this, people clicking.
Okay.
Which is frightening.
Yeah.
And this is 10% of it. But yes, it's just constantly having to adapt and evolve.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to take a moment to let you know about Baddow Park Mastermind. I have created a mastermind for high-level entrepreneurs. There's only 16 spaces and we've only got a few left. If you often find you're the biggest fish in the pond at other masterminds, click the link in the pod description because this might be just for you. Now, back to the pod. I was with Mark Creaser that I do my masterclass with, and Mark is all things marketing and copywriting. And I said, is this really going to affect you? And he said, well, yeah, it is. It's going to really help me, because he's built another Mark Creaser in his laptop. And what he's done is just sent the bot everything he's ever written and ever done, got it to digest it. And now he sits there next to him on his desk and he just says, write an email to James about this. And it just writes it in the format that he's taken all the digestion of how he's ever written stuff and does it. So it doesn't come back as a chat GG, it comes back as Mark Creaser's.
It's scary.
Yeah, it's very good, isn't it?
Yeah. It really is scary.
I mean, time saving wise, it's just saving hours and hours of time, isn't it? You spoke earlier in the pre-chat, Aaron, that you don't have some big noise customers. You don't have these big main customers. You're more into sort of smaller. I don't know, what size would you say, but they're more smaller, privately owned companies.
Up to 5 million turnovers.
And you were saying that's the area you want to be in, and explain why that is. Where would if Porsche came along, what would you say? No,
them I'd make an exception.
Because you love a Porsche.
Lamborghini, no. I think I love what I do. I love helping people. I love helping businesses. If we do good for you, you recommend us. Yeah. Which you do. Yeah. If I do good for Porsche, I'd love the opportunity if they're watching. They're not, but then...
No, they are definitely watching, aren't they, Ollie? Porsche are definitely watching, yeah. Hello, Porsche.
They're not going to recommend me to Lamborghini.
That's true.
But look, our whole business is, we don't do any advertising.
Yeah.
Our whole business has been built by referrals and recommendations, which you could argue is stupid. We should be doing more, but we believe in doing a good job for people. We don't want the massive clients. We have a few...
I think you are right, because a recommended person to you isn't necessarily going to start arguing about the price and this, that, and the other. It's a recommendation.
It's the trust.
It's on trust. And I don't recommend many people, but the people that I do are only contractors that I really know, that I know have physically helped us do stuff. And I can guarantee, hand on heart, if you go and speak to them, mention my name, they will have time to listen to what you're... And it might be that, I do tell people to go and speak to you, and it might be that they haven't got the budget for your services, but you'll still give them half an hour of your
100%.
time and just say, perhaps you need to do this first, do that, because they've come back to me and told me that.
Yeah, so a lot of people would always go, I want to start doing AdWords, or like, but you can give Google a load of money that they don't pay tax on.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But it's going to drive traffic to a website where your checkout's not working.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like, I won't let someone do that. That's robbery.
Yeah.
So even if I just give them that value, I've helped them.
Yeah.
We haven't made money. It's not all about money.
No. And it's about making, and that's what you really taught me, is that the journey from how much sweat you put in the back end to what happens at the front end for conversion.
So important.
Because people are so fickle. I'll sod it, and they're gone.
But if you think about an e-commerce website, let's just say they have, I'm going to mess the numbers up here, 1,000 people a day visit that site and their conversion rate's 3%. So that means 30 people a day are going to buy something. Yeah. Let's say it's £100, that's £3,000 revenue. If I increase that conversion rate from 3% to 4%, it's an extra £1,000 a day.
Yeah.
It's 365 grand a year for not changing anything, just by tweaking a few website stuff. Yeah. And that works across everything. Yeah, it's a lot of value, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, and we definitely see it, Aaron, with our business, because we're selling weddings in months that we never sold weddings in. Really?
Yeah, so you get to November, everyone's gone into Christmas mode. We sold like 6 weddings.
But you're now creating this demand where people, they have to be quick.
Yes, and what's happened for us that is so good, it's created this tension. That's how I explain it to the team, that we've got tension because dates aren't available. And we probably might be able to put the price up a bit because the funnel's giving us enough confidence that if we know there is going to be that many people viewing, then we can just ease the price up. Yeah. Where before we were paranoid not to, because we wanted to sell a wedding to every single person that came through the door. And that's given us more confidence as a business. And
it just creates this positivity, isn't it?
What do you do outside of business? What is your downtime? I know you alluded to the cars. You're a car nut. You love a fast car. What is your choice of fast car?
Porsche.
The Porsche. And what particular Porsche? You might as well do all this. Get it out of the way.
I love GT3s. I don't know why. I just have an obsession with them. Yeah. I think it's because they're not considered flashy. Right. Just hear me out. They're an enthusiast's car. It's a purist car. Right. No one gets called a flash prick getting out of a Porsche. No. You could buy a cheaper Lamborghini or Ferrari or a McLaren and you do look a bit flashy getting out of it. Yeah. I think the Porsche is an enthusiast car. I think we'll talk cars for a minute. I think the bright coloured Lamborghinis and stuff like that is a phase people go through. Yes. Where the Porsches and stuff like that is something that they would stay with, having one of those in the garage for a long time. 100%. I saw Sam's podcast talking about the number plate. Yeah. Big Boss. Yeah. Big Boss. My number plate's 2 fucks. Oh, really? 2 FKS. Yeah. So there's a funny. That's going to get the police after you. But it's quite funny. Like, it's just, look, I love cars, and it's not just because of I've got a Porsche. It's nothing to do with that. It's the people I meet through the cars. Yeah. The network's unbelievable. There's a sense of credibility with the cars. Yeah. The clubs that I go to, I was in away last week with Supercar Driver Club across Portugal and Spain. Again, the people on these trips are just amazing, and there's no agenda. No. There's no agenda to do business, to do anything. It's just there's a common. But I like that you're doing stuff with the cars as opposed to just driving around the village. Look at me in my car. Yeah. You're actually going on these road trips. I should probably just do that. It'll be a lot safer, James. I did the whole thing and bought classic cars and old stabler cars, and I got into SLs. I was really into them, all the vintage ones, and I ended up with my dream car was the drop top Roadster 300, and I was so frightened to drive it. It was worth so much money. Yeah. It kind of was a bit of a waste of time in the end. Do you still have it? No, I sold everything. I got rid of the whole lot. I needed some money for one of the businesses, and I liquidated the car and lent the company. But they are quite liquid as well. Yeah, so. They are. I mean, if you're buying the right stuff. But I mean, there's a bit of voodoo in there as well. The market can fall out. But routine. That's what I wanted to get into. I commonly ask what goes on with daily routine for you. I am the biggest creep of habit. I meant to say creature, but I'm a creep of habit. Go on. And it's daily routine. Are you up early, late? What do you do? Yeah, I'm up at 5 every day. Yeah. And this is what I do. It doesn't mean it's the only way to do things. Yeah. So I'm up at 5. I'm in the gym most days at 6. If I'm not in the gym, I'll be going for a walk or in the sauna or just something and then I'm to the office at 7:15, 7:30. Right. And it's quite weird. I worked remote from Dubai last month or the month before, and I had no routine. And I even said this to my friend the other. I landed at like 10 o'clock the night. The next day I'm in the gym at 6, and then I'm back at my desk at 7:15.
Right.
And then ever since I've been back at my desk. I don't have to do it. I'm just such a creature of habit, and that comes down.
But the world wasn't awake then for you to operate, was it?
No, here I'm saying, like, even when I just got back.
Oh, I see. Yeah, here you've gone.
I've just gone straight back to it. But there,
yeah.
but it's because of my job that I had for 6 years. I was told that I had to be at my desk at 6. Right, I couldn't leave till 6. That's it. Yeah. So I've become regimented, like army style. Yeah. I actually eat the same food most days, unless I'm out for dinner or a family meal. Yeah. Because it's because I can't be bothered to think about it. Yeah. You'll very rarely not see me in a black t-shirt, not the same one.
Yeah, no, you are. You're I kind of remember you always having the same stuff on. Yeah, I think the habit forming is a good discipline. You know, I've been doing this swimming, constant, everyday swimming stuff, and I've suddenly started breaking that up. But we've had just too much going on. But that fitness thing, I'm really into that every day. I do a whole routine every day, and it just gives me that sort of skip and step to starting the day. Yeah. And when I'm around people, I know they probably haven't done that, and they don't do that, and it makes me just think that I've just got the edge of being bristled, ready for the day, and take on good bit of thinking, trying to get the best out of the team that I'm with and myself. You know?
I think for me as well, I get to the gym at 6 every day. It's the same people in there. Yeah, okay. Everyone there is trying to better themselves or be better than they were yesterday. Yeah. They're positive. No one's really there miserable. So I might go to the office and not really do much on the average day because I'm at my desk all day. So it's nice just to get you have a bit of camaraderie. There's banter in the changing rooms or whatever. It's the same people every day.
And how are you? What are you like with goal setting and stuff? Do you do that structured work? Do you do anything like that?
Yeah, I have my board, if you like. Yeah. But it's quite weird. Everything I've ever wanted, I've achieved, which means I've either not dreaming big enough, but I've realised the things that we take for granted are the things that really matter. Yeah. And that's part of that's the main reason to wanting to move.
Because the one thing that I bang on about is that as an entrepreneur, we are just, we are artists, we are creative people. We just are, because that's what we do. We actually make things happen out of fresh air or sideswipe ideas into new blue oceans of change and whatever it might be. But when we worked with, who did we work with your team that helped us do the website? What was that guy's name?
Me, Liam.
Liam, yeah, I think it was Liam. He came up with some ideas, then we put some ideas. I mean, he was very creative. He made that thing really work, and he was talking about the flow and all these other things. Well, I'm blown away. This is proper artistic knowledge and stuff. It was really good.
People don't listen to us, and we see it so much. Yeah, and it's their website, it's their vision of their business. Yeah, so many people don't
put
listen.
A big blog about who they are, where no one really cares.
It's little things like checkout should be on the right. Yeah, we read left to right, so our eyes are here.
You go like that and check out.
Yeah, but people are like, I want it to be on the left because it looks different and it's controversial. It's like, yeah, but it's controversial for a reason, because it doesn't actually work. Okay. And it's little things like, I know it sounds, and I'm all for
it.
That's
right.
It's basic psychology. Like menus are at the top; they shouldn't really slide out if they don't need to. And people like to get really artistic or autistic with their websites.
Autistic, yeah. I think that is so true.
Sorry, that's the word you called me, wasn't it? Autistic.
Well, you are autistic. Yeah. I know that. I spotted you 400 yards away. We're on the spectrum with an ism. But even working when I'm doing business development with customers, when they do not implement, it really frustrates. It actually makes me go in reverse a bit, because I think, I'm genuinely really putting hard work and effort into this, and if you're not going to do any implementation of it, I feel like I'm just wasting my time, and I could be helping someone else somewhere else that's getting real value out of what we're doing. Yeah.
Most things are just a process,
right? And
whether I'm not the best at dealing with stress, but it is just a process. So when these things arise, you have to follow the process. Okay. And it's such a powerful thing.
Tell us about stress. What happens with stress with you?
I'm a bit of a worrier. I think, and it's actually not. I've looked into it. It's not actually a bad thing. They say that honest people that are honest and transparent and have integrity do overthink and don't handle stress well, because they know it's not the real them. So that it can be quite difficult for them to deal with. It
is stressful running your own business and being an entrepreneur, whichever way you cut it. It just is. but you have brought that on yourself.
100%.
So the privilege is there to deal with it and get on with it. The worry thing, I don't let that exist. And I've spoke about this many times on different blogs and podcasts, but is action neutralises worry. I think worry is a bit cancerous, and it can bring you in that spiral dark place if you don't let it.
Like we said, positive thoughts.
Yeah.
You have negative thoughts. It works the same. But you can manifest bad stuff as well.
But that whole action thing, that we talk about this little book, and I mentioned it loads of times on the pod, but Swallow the Frog by Brian Tracy.
I hope not.
Do those things that are the worst jobs first. Get them out of the way, and that is the action.
Shit list, I call it.
Absolutely, get that done.
But you know that I try not to go to bed with things that I know need to be done tomorrow.
Really?
I do like to just get things done.
Yeah.
My mailbox has got nothing in it ever.
Really?
Never has anything in it.
What, you kill it off as it comes?
Will not go to bed with stuff in my inbox.
Really?
I won't
That's
do it.
really interesting.
And then that's why people use us, because they know I pick the phone up, and that's been the one thing that's remained consistent from day one.
Oh, that's very powerful.
If I don't answer my phone or call you back within an hour, I'm busy.
Right.
And that's, people love that, and it's negative. And for me, success. Is ready for this? What success is for me? Deleting my phone or changing my phone number, and deleting my social media.
Okay.
That's success.
So you don't watch me every day on social media?
I do.
You do? Oh, you've let me.
No, but that's success for me, is changing my phone number, and deleting my Instagram.
Right.
That's
your Instagram?
My Instagram, not yours.
No, I was going, don't delete mine.
No. For me, that's
all the subscribers I can find.
For me, that'll be the day that success happens.
Okay, all right, I'm with you. Okay. I like that. I like that you clear that box, because I'm not a great emailer. I'm more a texter and WhatsApper, and I do clear everything at the end of the night.
Who's answering, me or AI?
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah. I don't know. And have you done that?
I actually do something I've not spoke about before, and it's very different. I write my emails and schedule them. So I rarely send an email live.
Okay.
So even if I'm on my computer, I'll get it, I'll write the response, and I'll schedule it for the next day. Or I'll schedule it for the evening, knowing that they won't reply till tomorrow.
So it pushes it a bit further away from you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I reply instantly, they just don't get the reply instantly.
Right.
Because I like to know I've done my bit. And
then you can have their return bit later on at a better time of day the next day.
Correct. So I like to do... Yeah. I like to get it done. Yeah. No, I don't know anyone else that does that.
No, I've never heard of that.
And also, where I've been working in Dubai, if I'm on my laptop at 6 a.m, it's 1 a.m. here.
Yes.
So right. I can't be sending emails at that time.
No, that's going to be a bit...
So that's how...
Okay. Yeah, no, that's very good. I like that. And what do you think... We spoke briefly in the chat about Rachel, because we don't really like her. The pair of us have had a little conversation that she wouldn't be asked to come to our pool party.
Yeah, I'm going to try and keep my mouth shut for a minute.
Be careful what you say. But what do you think? What's your view of what you think's going to happen? Have you got any ideas?
No, but I just don't get it. Is the summary.
It's killing entrepreneurship and business.
I've had this business 11 years. I've been through quite a lot of shit. COVID, recession, now this. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why hard-working people are the ones that suffer.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I'm all for the paying the tax. That's fine.
And listen, the pod is called Entrepreneur Conversations, and I have conversations with people every day that run their own businesses, and none of us get it. And it's only really the hatchlings of us being bothered to do all this sweat and tears that could grow into, employing more people, becoming a bigger business, making the economy go round in a circle, and it's just completely being stifled.
So our unemployment's the highest it's ever been.
Yeah,
so historically, if that gets, I don't know. I've heard VAT's going up 2.5%.
Yeah, that's what they're going to say.
But that's great. It doesn't affect any of us really, not for the business. And well, for your customers it does, because they can't.
It will, because we're fixed in on a price.
But even if they get that money, which is billions, it's what it's being spent on them. So that's the issue, isn't it?
Aaron, I couldn't have put it better. It's just, why would we give them that money to do what with? They're just wasting money hand over fist. That they're not commercially savvy enough to actually run the country at all. nor all the other colours that are sitting there either. It's very frustrating for me. You know, they're being paid 2 bits of nothing to sit at the top of the biggest business in our
One of the
country.
world, yeah.
You know, and it's just a joke. You know, I'm getting on our soapbox here a bit, but it just doesn't. You know, there should be a qualified chief executive sitting in that Houses of Parliament running the country properly. You know, and that's what should happen. And it's not, they're just career MPs looking for power, and that doesn't make a success.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't like to talk. I do talk about it. I don't like to talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't let it bother me because it is what it is. But it's happening. I don't like even the people that voted for this. Where are they? Because they're not.
Yeah.
They're not standing from the rooftops with excitement.
No, absolutely.
No one wanted this.
No. I think we've sort of gone to a deep, dark place there on the pod, and there's not a lot we personally can do about it, and it actually gives me negative vibrations when I talk about it. So I think that we'll change tack. We spoke earlier about many businesses you set up, and you were saying that you like to go back to those because that's actually what honed you as a business owner. I mean, speak a bit about that because you had various different businesses.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest loss financially and time was a business we started called Crep Chief. So back in the day, I used to camp over at Nike and buy trainers. And then we'd drive to a place in Leytonstone and we'd sell them to a guy and we'd make 50 quid, 100 quid, whatever it was. And then a couple of years later, someone approached us and was like, look, we can turn this whole concept of trainer reselling into a business. This is when the Yeezys had just come out with Adidas and Kanye West. And we set up a website. So we had people that could get the trainers. That wasn't the problem. And we set up a website, whereas basically you would pay a 20% deposit on the website, which kept our turnover low, which means we weren't under the VAT threshold because there was a grey area, I believe, with VAT on trainers and because they're brand new or second hand, I can't really remember it. Right. And we were going to then do the balance would be due on completion, which was, however, or they could pay the person direct for the trainers. It was a marketplace essentially. Right. And we brought in a very good friend of mine, Tom, who's an influencer. He came in on the business. We had all the parts. The website was built by myself, and we launched on Boxing Day 2017 maybe. James, we done 86 grand revenue in about 45 minutes.
Wow.
I remember running around where I live, Repton Park, in my boxers going up. Like, it felt like being a millionaire because something had finally worked. Turns out it was the worst thing in the world that could have happened. Shopify closed the website down because they're like, this is fraud, it's too much money too quickly, no trading history, limited company set up a week ago. And they said, we're going to retain this money because we can't, because we need to find out what's going to happen.
Oh my God.
So we ended up convincing them that just refund everyone. We'll pay the Shopify charges, 2.2% plus 20p. So we'll lose a couple of grand, it's fine. And then they basically kept, I think it was like 10 grand on file for some of it. So they asked us to send out a few orders. So we sent out the orders to prove that it was legit, to prove it was a legit business model, which it genuinely was. And then we lost that money. So we then launched again with PayPal. And we didn't do such a big open public launch. We slowly launched the business, and then we had I think we'd done about 30 grand's worth of orders over 2 weeks, which was nice. It was sustainable. We sent out 15 grand's worth of orders. PayPal held the money because they're like, we don't believe you're selling real items. Can you give us invoices? We're like, no, we don't buy from Adidas direct. We're buying from Joe Blogs or John Smith. And they were like, well, how can you prove the trainers are real? We're like, of course they're real. Obviously, at the time, you're ignorant. You don't believe that people would do these things, and we lost that money. We got that money back 180 days later after the business had closed, and we went a third time with WorldPay, and the same thing happened. And it was so stressful. We had to put 20 grand in. Back then, 20 grand's a lot of money now, but back then it was
serious money,
10, 20 times what it feels like.
Yeah.
And it was a disaster. And it's because we had a good concept, but we didn't have the infrastructure.
Right.
So. And that's what is having these ideas are the easiest. Ideas are easy. Yeah. You can ask ChatGPT for ideas now. It's the execution and the infrastructure.
It's how you can design that car, but to make them come 1 minute off the line, that's the hard bit, isn't it? Yeah. It's that creativity that you actually create it off the end of the model that you've built. The idea is kind of easy.
But you have to have that. Now if we launch stuff and we know it's going to be successful, we'll speak to them and say, look, this is the plan, this is the expected turnover,
Yeah.
This is who we're banking with. Here's invoices in advance.
Yeah.
So you learn that stuff as you go.
Yeah.
So again, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, and it does hone you to what you need to be. It's like going to the bank and saying, I will be borrowing some money in 18 months. Is there anything I should know that you might need when I come to you? And that pre-chat is actually the biggest thing that's going to make you actually get a loan. Yeah, we would commonly do that. So we're looking at something at the moment, it's probably 18 months away, and it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
What do you need off of us? What shape do we need to be in to buy that?
But I'm guessing you've learned that the hard way where you've turned up.
Absolutely.
Right.
Turn up there Wednesday, you've got a property you're trying to buy, you say we're going to buy it, you go there Wednesday, say, can you lend me 3 million quid? They go, absolutely not.
Right. Okay.
Who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Or you do get the money, but it's on punitive charges. And you have to pay through the nose.
Right,
Absolutely pay through the nose on percentage of interest on it.
Okay.
A question that I try to ask everybody, what has been your most painful moment in business, your darkest day? What's that been like?
Ooh. What, the single thing, or?
Yeah, like something that would just really just rocked you back.
I think we used to have our websites all hosted on a specific server. This was before working with yourself, and the server company emailed us and said they're closing down in 3 days. And this was a worldwide thing.
Really?
Yeah, it was completely out of our control. I remember thinking, fuck, this is the worst.
Why would they be closing down?
They lost, I don't know what happened, they lost the license or they got bought out and they weren't doing it. Look, don't get me wrong, if one website goes down and client A doesn't know, and client, do you know what I mean? If one or two sites go down, it happens. Like yesterday, Cloudflare went down, which affected everything in the country. Across the world, ChatGPT was down, it was a big thing. And they were like, you need to migrate 110 websites away in 3 days. I mean, that is no small task. No. And that was very stressful. But again, I was like, right, we just have to follow the process. This is what we're going to do. This is when it has to be done by. We have to do anything we can to make that happen. And it's like, when these things happen now, I used to get the email and I'd throw my phone across the wall in anger. Right. Now I just look at it and laugh. Because I'm like,
just another hoop.
It's just another hoop to jump through. It's another tax or another this or another that.
And what did you do in those 3 days? Were you able to move stuff and do it?
Yeah, so we partnered with a company local to here, funny enough, because I was like, look, I need help. We can't do this ourselves. It's a mammoth task because not only backing the websites up and downloading them is a piece of piss. Yeah. Because we do that daily for our clients. But I need to speak to 100 clients and go, do you know your domain logins? So your domain might be with GoDaddy. Yeah. Hi Aaron, I'm away. I'll send it to you next week. Yeah. No, I need it now. Why? What's happened? Is everything okay? Oh. So it's that. So that's the issue.
That is stressful, isn't it?
Yeah. So it wasn't the doing the process. That's easy. Yeah. It was the comms. Yeah. But then that takes you away from running the business, and that's a crisis, right? Yeah. But we haven't had, to be honest, we have very good processes and procedures in place. So. And
do the flip of that, Aaron. Then what has been the best moment? The real sort of that hurrah moment. What's that been like?
Honestly, like sitting here and hearing you tell me to my face that we've helped you turn your business around.
Oh mate, I mean, and it really is. I mean, that is the truth.
Because people don't tell us, people don't leave us reviews. It doesn't happen. People only talk to you when there's not a complaint, but they've got an opinion of something, and you never hear like our clients are with us because it works. Yeah. Right. So Harry from Garage Style. Yeah. So I basically am his in-house marketing team as an example. Yeah. He doesn't need to worry about anything, so he can just get on with running the business. And it's like, I know it works for him because he's transparent.
I think there's an element with things that you find people in life that you warm to and you trust. And I really don't want to stand behind anybody with a stick to do their job. Yeah. If we're employing someone on a contract to do the job, you know, and that's what it should be. And I think when you start doing it the other way, you know, the whole thing's going to fall apart. Yeah. And I actually phoned you up after we agreed to do it all and said, sort of after 3 months through, so what's happening? And you said, no, we're getting there. But remember, you did say to me, I did say to you, it's probably going to take 6 months before you can actually see big lumps of action happening. Yeah. And the next month, a little bit happening, and it just took that time to filter through. And now we're in. because we can see the change. And I seriously think if we hadn't have been brave enough to lean in at that stage when we didn't have a lot of money in that company, I actually lent the company another load of money from one of the other companies to finance that. We had stalled. Things had actually not worked in the time frame that we had a hole in our monthly turnover because the deposits weren't hitting at the right stage. And that has completely fixed that problem because now we have a regular customer inquiry every month. You know, we get, I don't know, we get about 20 inquiries every month.
Really?
And from that rattles down to say 8, and that rattles down to say 6 purchases of the wedding. Well, that per month, and then you're getting recommendations and a few other bits sitting on top of that. Well, that's it.
It's over one booking a week, isn't it?
Yeah. And then if you work that out, if that cost us whatever that cost us with all the subcontractors and the ambient advertising with socials, the rest of it, we're selling a product that's nearly £45 each time. It's not like you're selling a glass of milk. No. You know what I mean?
And the thing is, what you spent day one isn't going to increase day two.
No, that's right.
Sorry, month. Like I can't. Well, we won't put our prices up to you because what we're doing works.
Yeah.
You're not going to spend more on Google because what you're doing works.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it doesn't actually change, and it's so true. When things are quiet, the first thing people do is cut marketing, and it fascinates me. I don't get it.
I have been a believer of that for many years, and I used to watch others do that. And as soon as the market got cheeky, I lent in. Right, big promotion.
We're seeing people now. Like we've got a few clients that are spending. It's just they're like going right. That's it. Things are bad. Let's push in because they understand it.
Yeah.
And it's becoming harder to make noise online.
But when it starts getting tough, my psychology says they will definitely not put money in. Say the competition.
Yeah.
We don't spend a lot of time watching the competition, but we know that they won't, and that's the time to push because you can then quickly flush to the top of being seen very quickly.
And you make noise. The venues. I mean, the place is amazing, isn't it? Let's be honest.
It has to be, and we have to be committed to it. And I think you need to make sure that you've got all of the right bits on that engine to make it go the way it should go and as fast as it can go. Yeah. And that's from culture, staffing, product development. You know, new things that we offer right through and all the way back to how we create the people coming to see it because we don't retain a customer. They come, they don't retain with us, and they go. And that's why that funnel has to be robust.
I guess how many people does the average wedding bring?
Yeah, I mean that is the big plus side. So you get another 120 viewers come. And we make sure they have as a good an experience as the bride and groom and family because we do meet and greet. They get little gift bags, they get mints, they get looked after. Have you booked your taxi? Can I take your coat? We put all of that in there to create this higher standard. But a wedding venue down the road charges 25 grand and all they do is have someone unlock the door and you're welcome to try it.
Even here when we come here for the dinner, the service
But
it's amazing.
And for me, as the owner, it's a legacy business. Yeah. It is a legacy business for me. If you're in your right mind, you wouldn't be buying up wedding venues because it's hard work. Yeah. But it gives us a place to do my entrepreneurial work with clients. Yeah. It gives me somewhere to make my content with Ollie, and that's what I choose to do in my day-to-day life. That personal brand brings me opportunities. It brings me opportunity for me to learn off of you by interviewing you here today, by being with younger members of staff keeps me young in my head. I think it does. But all of that is lifestyle for me. And that's what I've chose to do with my money instead of sell everything and go on a holiday for the rest of my life and die in 8 years' time. I don't want to do that. I actually want to do this. I like doing this. I like being creative and having people around me that help me become a better person and more educated.
And just to echo that, that's the first thing driving me to Dubai is the safety and security for the family. Yeah. But secondly, who am I going to meet in my office? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There, just the world's your oyster, and I feel like you're meeting these. And
can we just go into that a bit? You are going to do it, and when do you actually go?
So I think it'll be April or February or April next year, or maybe tonight.
Yeah. But you just won't come back.
Let's see what happens. But yeah, and that's the plan. So we're still, the UK business will still run here. Yeah. we'll still be paying our taxes.
Yeah.
It's not a tax thing; it's a lifestyle thing, and it's
because we interviewed Sam Mullins, and he has gone out there, and you know Sam as well.
Yeah.
He comes to the dinner here, and it's very interesting. It's very, I find the whole thing a bit upsetting, because I was in central London yesterday with Ollie. We were doing a speech for a university up there. It was a bit edgy. It didn't feel safe.
I mean, Hannah, my wife, has an electric car, so she doesn't. So she doesn't need to go to a petrol station with two kids. Yeah. It's another worry eradicate the worry. Electric car, which now has a congestion charge going into. That's another conversation.
But we went. I didn't wear my watch.
You can't.
And I put my phone in my front pocket with a zip on it and stuff like that. And it did feel like that. And I think that's the government have let us down with what they're doing and how they run the security of our capital city and stuff like that.
You feel beaten.
It did feel like that.
I mean, taking a watch off a man that you've worn a watch your whole life.
Yeah.
And now you're not having to remove it. It's such a shame.
Well, the news is that I've not spoke about this. I went to a conference in where did I go? Barcelona, and I got mugged. Proper mugged. Proper. I was with James Sinclair. We had just finished dinner, walking away from this restaurant, and a guy went between me and James, and another one pulled me to the floor, and the other one ripped the watch straight off my hand.
You're joking.
And they were just like that. And
when
gone.
was this? Recently?
No, this was 2 months ago.
Oh.
And they were gone. And I was up, and I thought, wow, what is going on?
Did you know it had been taken straight away?
Oh, straight away. I mean, ripped it right off my wrist. Just didn't worry about the strap undoing anything. Just tore it off. And they were gone. And we thought, right. And we just got in a taxi and we were out of there. And we went back to the hotel, stayed in the hotel for the next 2. We went to the conference, stayed in the hotel, didn't even come out. And then we flew home again. And we won't be going back to Barcelona anymore. That's the tourist board of Barcelona over. And that was, I've been around a long time. That's never happened to me. The world is a different place. And I'm going to go this far with you. My daughter is in Dubai working at the moment. I've got friends that have done the thing out there. I'm not advocating let's all go there, because I want Britain to be Britain, but it's very safe out there. She got sick. Yeah. She was looked after immediately. I used to work out there doing bits and pieces. I left back in the day, my Filofax in the back of a taxi. The bloke just said to me, he said, don't worry, the doorman. He said, that will be back here in an hour.
When I go, there's a hotel, the Ritz downtown. I like to work there. It's a really nice atmosphere. And I sit there with my laptop, my phone out, everything out, man bag, whatever it is. And in London, if you've done that, you go toilet, you have to pack your stuff up, go toilet.
I know, you could leave all that.
Leave it there, right? Come back, my laptop's been folded down, and they've put one of them things over the top of my glass to stop flies getting into it. Yeah. I know, it is 5-star service wherever you go out there. It's just the safety and the security.
I've been going every Christmas. I have a sunshine holiday and go to Abu Dhabi, just up the way a little bit further, and it's absolutely 5-star service wherever you go, and very, very safe.
But I think we're going out there. I'm going out there established. I'm not going out there to press the reset button and reinvent myself. I'm going out there with something that I would say is credible, and we meet people there, and they're like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "Fucking hell, I need someone." And
have you got international customers?
Yes, we have a very few across Europe, like 1 or 2 in a few strange countries. People I've met, a few in Dubai.
And what you're thinking that you'll build up? So it's the business in Dubai.
It's quite so. My perception of reality has changed since being there from a business perspective.
Right.
So SEO and websites are very, very behind there. They don't care.
Oh, really?
WhatsApp and Instagram is the go-to. So everything in Dubai is based on like referral and stuff. Don't get me wrong, people do use the internet, but it's not like here. It's very different.
So that makes a big opportunity for you, doesn't it?
Yes, but I have to. I've got to change opinions of it. Okay. So that's one thing. But that was my. I'm going to struggle here. But actually, no. So who's in Dubai? People who are at the top of their game that are there for tax purposes. Yeah. So I met a guy who was there who owns a recruitment company in Canada. They're like, but I'm based here, so I need someone here I can trust.
Right, okay.
You get what I mean? Yeah. So yes, I'm not going to deal with businesses in Dubai, but I'm going to deal with people that live in Dubai that run their businesses. Right, okay. And that seems to be what's happening. Yeah. But everyone wants to help you there. It's a very collaborative environment. Out here, people in the UK, I don't think people want to see people do well. Right. Out there, it's different to what's marketed to us. That I will say.
And just go back to these early businesses that you had and you tripped and hiccuped with. you kind of have to go and have these failures, don't you?
100%.
You do change who you are on the journey, don't you?
I had a good one. So, do you remember when the iPhone 11 came out? It came with a little white lead.
Right.
I don't know if you remember it, where you'd definitely know to plug the headphones in. The different.
Oh yeah, when it swapped.
That's it. So the Apple changed just to be controversial and make money, and that was a little white lead, and everyone lost it. It was a nightmare, and they sold millions of these things because people just used to misplace them. So I basically created it had a female auxiliary port in it. Oh, there you go. It had a female auxiliary port in it, and I created a male auxiliary port, which is just a headphone jack with a keyring on the end of it.
Right, okay.
Very simple. Just put it on your keys. Use it. Very simple. Like cost pennies. Sold shitloads of them. Like loads. Had a guy in America buying thousands, and all of a sudden I woke up and I had about 5,000 orders overnight on eBay. Right. The item was £2.99. Right. My eBay account got blocked 3 days later after I'd sent all the items out. I couldn't work it out. So people, this is how thick people are. They were seeing the white lead and thought they were buying that for £3.99, not buying the actual adapter. So eBay had pushed it up to the top to advertise it, which is amazing. It was on the homepage, but people were just complaining, going, I never got the adapter, I just got the keyring. So you finally have a good product, you sell 5,000 in a night, and then your eBay account gets shut down and they keep all the money.
Right.
So it's like sometimes even when you have the right product, but these most people would have just given up by now.
Yeah.
But I love the online side of it. I think it's fascinating.
And do you do any of that now?
I got a few. We've got a watch cleaning kit. I'll give you one of them. That does very well.
Right.
That's been going for 6 years. We've never changed the product once.
Really?
We sell loads on Amazon. If you go on Google and type in watch cleaning kit, we're number one.
Okay.
Because again, I've done that, but it's a niche. We sell like tracker holders for cars.
Right.
That ranks organically at the top of Google for like Porsche tracker holder. It ranks above Porsche.
What, the round ones or the?
Yeah,
or the
no,
card
they're like
ones?
they're Vodafone Automotive. It's not my business. It's someone else's, but I help with it. That's very cool. I'm trying to think like one of our big clients does car detailing products. Snow Foam, he's at the top. That's a national search.
Yeah, I know the brand Snowfall. I see that.
Car touch-up paint. So we built a website for someone where you type in your registration plate and it will tell you what paint colour. It doesn't give you the code because people like me will copy the code and put the code into Google to find it cheaper elsewhere.
Okay.
So we removed that. So if you
But
put
it just gives you the colour and sends you a pot of the colour.
correct,
Oh wow.
which is matched to your number plate. But these businesses I love. Like he started with us spending £0. He's spending £80,000 a month on Google Ads now.
Is he?
80.
Wow.
£80,000 a month.
That's a lot of money,
It's
isn't
a
it?
lot of money.
And he's getting ROAS on that
Oh,
really
it's
well.
ridiculous, mental.
Wow.
And it's like
And is that global?
national. We haven't even started with Europe
Really?
yet. Yeah, and we could go to Europe with it eventually. It's just if people know
It would work on the plates over there. Yeah, I see,
if the technology's been very difficult to get it automated because he'd have an order and he'd still got to call a dealership to find out some of it.
Right,
But they've automated like 80-90% of it now.
Okay.
And there's nothing to stop that doubling.
These
Like,
are great little nuggets.
Oh, I
when
love
they happen
these
like that.
niche.
It's
These
exciting,
niche.
isn't it?
The
Yeah.
niche businesses are my favourite. I love. They really like. They actually turn me on. I love seeing.
I'm with it. When you see that model, work, it gets me going because it. You know, and even when I've got a client in for doing business development, and you just see that, and you can suddenly see no. If you just take those 5 items and just do 2. That's it.
Yeah. If you bring people to a website to buy one thing, they might leave with 2 others. So there's a lot of
clever. I like that. As well.
There's loads. It's honestly, it's very fun. And do you know what it is when you've got traffic and these high turnover e-commerce stores, you can make very small adjustments. Like with his paint, he now sells gloves and wipes to wipe the paint, like little things like that. And you can start to really play with it.
I'm super dyslexic, so I buy off of Instagram quite a lot. That's my shopping.
Yeah.
So because I'm all into my camping stuff or into my swimming stuff, whatever like that, they'll send me all these little products, and it's just one button. I go yes.
Apple Pay
I
done.
pick that and I go click. He looks at me and it goes pling and it's done.
But you're in market audience now, so you are in that camper.
Yeah.
Careful what the next word is. That camper person.
Yeah, but listen, I like being
No,
in that market. It's my clan of what I'm into at the moment.
Yeah.
And And it serves me well. And people say, oh, yeah, I don't want them knowing everything about me. Well, I don't mind because they give me a digestion of what I'm into. You know, it's good.
You just said that. So we have a client near here, funny enough, he sells splashbacks. He got an email from someone in America. No, someone from London saying that your Facebook pixels stealing my data. And this letter had been written by a solicitor.
Right.
And I'm reading it, and the client sent it to me, and it's like one of them. Your heart goes, and like nothing's. The guy's basically saying that because the Facebook pixel's not compliant, that he's liable. It's complete bullshit.
Right.
And I've never 3-page legal document. He's paid a solicitor to email the client saying, because he was like, I don't want to be targeted by your ads and other companies. But in reality, if he's looked at a glass or something, he's fallen into that category. Yeah. And that's not him or the client, that's Facebook.
Yeah.
It's,
oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, there is a lot of wallies out there.
I invite you to have a look over my shoulder at my newsletter. If you want to hear about the things that grab my attention each week that could bring you value, sign up in the episode description. Now, back to the pod. So, Ollie, we are now going to go tombola time with this fabulous, brilliant jingle. Let's build it up. This is it. Come on, baby. Tombola time. We're in. Oh, dear. What we do to get a laugh. Right. This is it. So, I do this with a very expensive piece of equipment from Jeff.
Mind those glasses.
Mind the glasses, yeah. Pick a number out of there. It's quite sharp because it's quite expensive. You might cut yourself.
Quite is sharp, isn't it?
It is sharp.
Yeah, hamsters running around.
What we've got? Question number?
20.
20.
Do you have a bad firing story?
What, firing a person from work? How'd you get on with that, Aaron?
Yeah, it's actually that bad. I can only talk about it off air, actually.
That's great. Haven't got one.
It's that bad.
What, it could go to legals if you say it out loud?
No, but I just wouldn't want to tell people what I'd done.
Have you got a lesser one then? Does it happen much?
No. Honestly, our staff retention's fantastic.
Is it?
We like even one of the girls that works with me, her name's Honey, she come to sit with me and she was really nervous, but she was like, I was like, you're not leaving? She was like, no. She was like, I want to go travelling for a month. She was like, I've only got 2 weeks holiday. I was like, I'll pay the other 2 weeks, go. Yeah, she was like, why? I was like, because I regret not doing that experience.
Yeah. And you wanted to come back.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. No, but she's, yeah.
We bought a chain of small garden centres, and I went into Ingatestone Garden Centre, and it was our first day, and we'd inherited 35 staff.
Wow.
And I'm just wandering around, and they all knew it was the takeover day, and these were the new people, and who's going to be running the place. And I walked around the back of the back of service of the garden centre, and there was a particular lady there with a big joint on.
Oh.
Just smoking her brains out. And I said, hiya. She went, yeah. I went, I'm James, the new owner. Yeah, I know you are. I went, okay, what are you doing? This is my time. This is my break. I'm on my break and I can do what I like on my break. I said, yeah, but you can't smoke drugs at work.
Oh.
Says who? I said, well, actually me. So get your stuff and you can go.
Yeah.
And I just kicked her off the site. Well, that was it.
Any repercussions?
Oh, loads, baby. We had solicitors, we had the whole thing. I'd been spoofed by her. She just wanted that to happen.
Oh.
And that was it. And I think 12.5 grand later, we paid her. About 9 months down the line, we did all the stuff and dismissed her without... what I should have done is put her in rehab to help her. Yeah. And I should have done that with, obviously, another member of staff. And we should have done it. And... obviously, as a bad boss, I did it the way I'd done it because I was so horrified by the way she spoke to me and what she was doing. And I don't regret it because the other lot of staff saw that and they were quite pleased to see her go. And she was a bit of a pain in the arse to the rest of the culture of the staff. Oh. And that was it. And that's what happened. So should we do another one? Because we'll get off of this. It's a bit of a subject, isn't it? Right, here we go. This is question number 5.
Number 5. How do you feel about work from home?
Not a lot. How do you feel? Well, a lot of yours do, don't they?
No. Well, obviously the remote ones do, but the full-time staff, no, in the office, even literally during COVID in the office, it doesn't work.
No, I don't think it works.
We employ the younger generation. They're not learning people skills. They have to be in the office. There's camaraderie. There's discipline. There's routine. They have to be in the office.
I think there's listening to others on the phone.
100%.
Hang on, you on that client? I spoke to them yesterday. I mean, listen, listeners and viewers, please comment on this, because I think this is a good subject, and we've spoke about it many times off air and stuff like that. I don't agree with it. I think you should get up, leave the home and come to work, and then go home to be home.
And if you start at 9, don't get in at 9 and make breakfast.
No.
Get in at 10 to 9 and make breakfast.
Good. Yeah, I've had one that used to do that. Yeah. No, well, I was here at 7. Yeah, I know, but you haven't started work. It's 8.
Yeah, you've been showering for half an hour. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So I disagree with that. I don't like that. Ollie, let's have your perspective. What do you think? Because you do a lot of stuff where you've got to do editing and stuff and that.
Yeah, I think I like coming into work because, as you say, I like the camaraderie. For years, I used to freelance, so I spent so much time on my own that it's refreshing coming in and being around people. Yeah. But then there is the part of my job where I am sitting in front of my computer and I've got to get stuff done. And when I'm in the office, there's so many different departments and they all have breaks at different times. So they come up to me and they want to have a chat. Yeah. And I'm like, I've got stuff to do. Yeah.
Every now and then it's all right. If one of the girls says, I need to work from home because I've got a doctor, fine. Yeah. But like, as a rule of thumb, you're in the office.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you want to go, if you're away on holiday and you want to do, for example, if the guys go on holiday on a Monday and a Tuesday and they want to stay there and work Wednesday, Thursday, happy. I'm very flexible. Yeah. So.
Because I have with the management, I've spoken about this on the pod, Aaron, and I want to get your thought, what you think about this, whether you could implement this. But I used it to get a certain member of staff to come from their company to work for me. And the tipping edge was I nicked it from Richard Branson in one of his books. I gave them unlimited paid holiday as a director. Okay. So they were responsible, but they had unlimited paid holiday. They have as much time off as they like, but they couldn't drop the ball. Everything needed to be tucked in properly, and they had to give fortnight's notice before leave. And the real reality of that was that felt great, but they take not that much more time off than they would normally, but they might take a Friday off and a Monday to get a long weekend out of it. But they'll still have their phone on. They'll still be contactable, as opposed to, well, this is my fortnight's holiday, so the phone's off, I'm on holiday. Yeah. And you didn't get that disjointedness of them. And this isn't for lesser paid workers. This was for directors of the companies. Yeah. And it did work, and it still works today. There's about 4 of them here that are on that, and that's quite a package of I don't think they'd get many places else.
No, I was going to say they're not going to be.
Could you see yourself doing that?
Well, offering it to staff? Yeah. Not sure.
I mean, I used it for a specific purpose then, to get that person to come across. I'd offered them all the money that I had really available for it. They could get a bit of medical in the next year, but this was that last bit to bring them across.
I think it depends, like what the example. Like we're open. We still need to work over Christmas, but I say to the guys, you can have as much time off over that 10 days as you want. I don't care, as long as the work's done. Yeah. It's free holiday. Yeah.
Whether you do it at 3 o'clock in the morning or you do it at 9 o'clock, where you should start.
I'm very flexible with that stuff. Yeah. That's ballsy.
Yeah. Yeah, but and it was, and I thought it was when I heard it, and I thought, would I ever be brave enough to do it? But I've probably done it 4 times.
You'd run out of money. You can only take so much time off. Yeah. In reality, right?
That's it. And guess Family, what? The safety net is, well, you're having far too much time. You're out of here. Yeah. Because they were running a department that they had a lot of other people responsible for underneath them, so it was their responsibility to keep it going.
A friend of mine in Dubai who has a real estate agency, they don't earn basic salaries. It's commission only on the sales. Wow. So you're getting a right sort of good person for your money working for you. And he enforced the rule that he wanted everyone in the offices during X, Y, and Z. Right. And there was a massive revolt. It properly kicked off. People are like, I'm not coming in. You don't pay me a salary. I'm not coming in. Right. I work on commission. I'll be out on the palm doing X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And then he was like, well, you know what? Let's basically just say you come in when you want. Okay. You don't have to come in. He went the complete other way.
And he had to reverse.
And guess what? Everyone comes in.
Yeah. Everyone comes in. Yeah, there you go.
Psychology.
Yeah, we want the psychology of being told.
Correct.
Yeah, it was.
So the fact that you've told them they can take as much time as they want, they're going to respect you so much for that they don't want to take the piss. Yeah. They feel loyal to you, the business, and what you've let them do, achieve, and stuff.
Yeah, and that did work. Yeah. Can we have the jingle for the last one?
Or do I get to pick again?
Yeah.
Come on.
Tom Bowler time! There you go. Right, get in there, Aaron.
You made this look really easy. That's quite tricky.
Not within microphones.
No, it's quite tricky. 6.
Number 6. What's the hardest decision you've had to make as a founder?
Whoa.
Oh, that's okay. So, I had someone who was considered my right hand man for probably 3-4 years, and I had to let him. Well, I had to let him leave. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and it was really difficult. But I could see that we'd got to here, but he wasn't going to be on the journey from here to here, and it was really difficult because it's like, it's quite not emotional, but like this person's helped you, like he's genuinely helped you get from here to here, and you're grateful for that. And now it's like, it's not get the boot, but it is get the boot, and you can just see that it's going to actually become a negative. So it was actually quite difficult.
Well, I think that a lot of that, I believe, is you changing who you've had to become to get to the next
100%,
level.
100%, which at the time it was the best hire ever.
Yeah.
But I think it's difficult because it's like we had a sales guy that phoned the office randomly 4 weeks ago looking for a job. He was looking for a sales job, so he rang the office to sell himself. So I was like, if you can get it today, I'll give you an opportunity. So he came to the office. I was like, I've been looking for a job for 10 weeks. I was like, well, I'm going to give you a job now, and you rang the office 3 hours ago, so I'm not sure. Yeah. Have you really been doing that? Yeah. And it didn't work. Right. I gave him a job because I liked the fact that he'd actually called.
Right. Okay.
Do you get what I mean? But you got to adjust with it, haven't you? It's difficult.
No, absolutely. I think
Sorry, can I add something to that?
Yeah, go.
That was the first time I ever had to get rid of someone as well.
Right.
So that I found that very difficult. And you start panicking about it because you haven't done it. This is new. No. And he really was like, oh, is there going to be a court case? Who do I speak to? I've got to do things properly. Is he going to hate me? And am I going to get a bad review? And obviously, very difficult, especially the first one. And now it's not F off like what you do. Yeah. One day I'll get there. Yeah. Hopefully not.
No, I wasn't proud of the moment, and I just got very frustrated, and it got me in that focus moment, and it undone me, and it made me go out of shape, and that wasn't good, and I don't want to ever go back there.
No.
I think for me, Ollie, the hardest decision was to sack my own son from the business early doors. And we split up. He used to work for me doing all our groundworks and stuff like that. And in the end, because we were family, there was too many arguments, and he was taking the mickey with speeding fines and insurance that he hadn't done and bits and pieces. And in the end, the staff could see me treating him very different because he was my son. And in the end I said, look, we're done. You go over there, you take those bits of equipment, you create your own company that he did very successfully. And it actually was the best thing to do, but it was the hardest thing to do. Because when it was good, it was really good. But when it was bad, it was terrible. And it was letting him go, and actually he had to just get some scars in his own back and become his own person.
It creates a negative environment for the...
It wasn't good with business. And I'm not a great advocate of having family. I know your sister's in the business, but I'm not a great believer in that. It causes tension and differences with the staff can sometimes say, oh, it's all right for you, you're his sister. And I'm not saying that is going on in your world, and some people are very successful at doing it, and it's very neat and tidy, but I'm not the greatest lover of it. No, especially if you're going to build a business to sell. And you're going to leave one of your family members and you're not going to be there. I mean, how does that work? And they're not a shareholder, and they don't deserve to be a shareholder because they're an employee. They've not done all the sweat and effort. They're actually just there because they're family and they can do the job. And I see so many businesses that I go in and try and help, and they've got a brother-in-law that's doing the accountants. He's not even a bloody accountant. But they said, well, he might as well do it, and he's on a fee that doesn't even suit what he does for the business. But it's just there because it was empathy to have that family member in there, I'm not a great lover of that at all.
No, I hear you,
Aaron. We're going to go now to our next segment, and this is what are we reading now, Oliver? You've been in your bedroom.
Yeah, we have now got a jingle for the what are we reading?
And I've never heard this, have I?
You've never heard this?
So camera on my face for excitement. Let's go on, do it, mate. Here we go.
Here we go.
What are we reading? What are we reading?
That is incredible. That is not you, is it?
No, it's not. That was a little help from an expert from Fiverr.
What's that's great.
See, putting the digital marketing.
The digital marketing in place. Can we just have it one more time, then we'll go into it? Here we go. This is fantastic.
What are we reading? What are we reading?
So have we now got to talk in an American voice? So, Aaron, what are we reading? What are you reading? Do you read or do you listen? What do you do?
No, I listen. I got ADHD, so reading in a book is quite difficult.
Hard to focus on it.
But yeah, podcasts. Whenever I go on the road trips, I actually listen to like 3 or 4 things the whole time.
Yeah, I do.
That's quite interesting. At the minute, I think I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan stuff. I really like the. I've gone off just the business mindset stuff.
Yeah.
It's quite boring.
Well, sometimes you find yourself, it's repeatable stuff
It's
that you've
all-
heard the lesson, but in another format.
So-
and the brain actually turns off sometimes,
Yeah,
doesn't it? And you're just
100%.
listening to for the sake of, have I read another business book?
So I like the stuff we were speaking about earlier about the mitochondria, stuff like that. I like learning useless information.
Yeah.
I love that sort
I
of
think
stuff.
it exercises your brain cells, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, I like him. I like his. I mean, he's very successful. He's a global, right up there on the top numbers, or he was number 1 at one stage. But he's very good at just digging out and getting to some facts and truth. I like the way on the show he'll go and check the facts.
Oh, because he'll go, no, that's not, like he'll actually question stuff as well.
Yeah.
But
And
I
he
like
says,
it.
check that out. It's good, isn't it?
There's been some really good ones with like people like Jim Carrey and stuff like that. This is
it's brilliant.
so.
I've been into a lot more podcasts lately. I've been listening to, what did I send you? That
Alex Hormozi.
Yeah, Alex Hormozi was very
that
good.
podcast? That's not a podcast, is it?
No, that was a book.
Is that the new one? He's just launched.
I think it is, and I will put it up, but I can't remember the name of it. Sorry.
Is it $1 Million something? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. What is it called? $1 Million?
$1 Million sales or something like
Yeah.
that. There's a few.
Yeah, but we'll put them up on the screen. Ollie will do that. But I do enjoy it. It makes them. I mean, I do lots of travelling backwards and forwards to France, and it makes the journey just disappear as well. And like you, I sometimes like to learn something I don't know. It's not really going to stand me instead, but I just like to know something else about something else. It's good.
It's all applicable knowledge and stuff, isn't it? So,
It keeps the whole brain cells going. It's good. Ollie, anything else you want to get done?
No, that's it.
I'm going to say, Aaron, you kind of need to go.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a plane to
Forgot.
get on.
Yeah.
Listen, I really appreciate all the work that you've done with us and helped us. I appreciate you coming in today. And, if you want stuff done in your business professionally with heart and empathy, sell it, baby. Tell them where they need to find you.
You can find me on Instagram, Mr. AP, or just our website, sproutmedia.co.uk.
So Sprout Media. Thank you, mate. Thanks
James,
very much.
thank you so much.
Cool.
Thank you.
If you've enjoyed this episode, like, subscribe, leave a comment. There's someone you know that could gain something from what we do here. Pass the pod. And if I'm lucky, I'll see you on the next one.